Mr. Carlos, you just mentioned the Miami Dolphins, and that's the team that you are about to break down.
I it's always hard to grade your team, because the the Rams I thought had a phenomenal draft. I don't feel that the Dolphins had a really great draft. I think Pittsburgh kind of took their pick each time, and they could have done really well. Chop is their first rounder, and I get the logic behind it, but I feel like they're in that win now situation, and they have a chance to. When you have a chance to win a Super Bowl, you have to go at it, like you at all costs, like the Bucks did with Brady and those guys. And I just think Chop was not the guy that they should have picked. But who knows? Raw talent, quick, fast. He gets to the quarterback, so we'll see with him. Um, I did like their pick with Patrick Paul from Houston, the tackle. The guy's got a lot of starts under his belt. He's team captain, really good pass blocker. And in that offense, you don't have to pass block for very long. And they have a very friendly O-line run game. When all your running backs, the slow guy is a 4-3-4, that's your slow guy. You don't have to block very long. And then they pick up the running back from Tennessee that just, like you guys mentioned earlier, it's just like there's no drop. I mean, you got A-Chain, Mozart, and now this, and then him. It's just, God, man.
You guys are building an Olympic track team over there.
Yeah,
they're not building one; they have one.
Oh, yeah, one. Very true.
I think Jalen,
Absolutely.
right? I mean, he's got home run speed, and they all do. I mean, in A-Chain, we're going to see he bulked up a little bit over the offseason. But that's typical Mike McDaniel. He did the same thing at San Fran where they always had like the three-headed, one goes down. There's another one that looks exactly like the one that just went down. So
he's cloning people in Miami.
He really is. If you look at all the backs, they look the same. They're all fast and they can catch. They do, and then they hit holes at insane speeds. But their interesting pick for me is Muhammad Kamara from Colorado State. I watched him play against, I remember, Colorado, and they could not block him. Granted, their O-line was not good, but this guy was everywhere. He was their defensive player of the year for that conference. I'm interested to see how he pans out. He's going to be a curious one, but I thought, I'm going to give him really like a C+. I feel like they needed to address more of that O-line. I would have liked to see them attack more of the guard, the tackles, some more of the win now stuff. Like in their back end of their draft was their guys that are special teamers. I just kind of wish they would have went a little more what they need now to win now.
Yeah, I feel like they could have been a little bit more aggressive as far as, maybe taking the opportunity. Like Dallas Turner wasn't picked until pick 17, and what, you guys were picked 21. So and the Vikings moved up from, I believe, 23 to get Dallas Turner from the I believe Jacksonville traded back that pick. Yep. So like they could have been in a position where they could have traded up to try and get someone who was falling very quickly, and it was a surprise to all of us when Dallas Turner was not picked. At 8, pretty much, right? I mean, because that's where almost every mock draft had him. So, but I feel like that they could have definitely been more aggressive in trying to, get the guys that maybe were falling to them. But they didn't make those moves.
Yeah, I thought they even corner, like there was a couple corners there that they could have put alongside Ramsey. And man, if you got two good corners on your defense, it changes the game for your defense.
It does.
Where you can do more, you can blitz more frequently. Like I just think there's a couple players out there. I would have liked to actually see them go corner, or unfortunately their pick at guard got taken early to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they could have done a little bit better to keep, Tua's head from bouncing off the ground so much. And
hey, no, that didn't happen last year.
Yeah, well, all it takes is one, man. I've had a concussion myself, and all it takes is another little relapse, and you're not playing anymore. So keep that in mind. Yeah. McDaniels, dude, he just builds a track team. That's all he runs on speed. When you score 70 points, what's the use of defense? At the same token, then you play in the NFL, and that's not going to happen every single week. So yeah, maybe some O-line, some defense. Probably in the same concept with the Bills, try to pick some dudes up from the undrafted category, or potentially more free agents, because there are still guys that are out there, maybe on the older side of it. Chop Robinson and Kamara, interesting mix, because Chop's more of an outside linebacker and Kamara's more of your standard DN type guy. And Kamara, I think I can't remember if he had an injury or not late in the season, but he was stellar against Colorado. That's a rivalry game, Colorado and Colorado State. I would like to see how he does pan out. That's a good comment as well. I would like to see how he pans out, because it's like the Mountain West. You know, you had Van Der Esch from Boise State and with the Cowboys. He just retired. So you don't really see Mountain West as much succeed and continuously start. But I would like to see him play and see how that pans out.